Coach Stein in just a moment, but let's get started by hearing from the president of the University of Kentucky. Please welcome to the stage, Dr. Eli Capilouto.
Is here, along with his wonderful family, to help ensure outstanding young students and athletes create and perform at the highest levels and to their full potentials. Some of our trustees and governors from our Champions Blue Board are here too to mark and celebrate this day as well, and we thank them. These announcements share something else that is enormously important. They are both about the most important thing, Kentucky. We are building this new arts district on our campus as always to ensure more students are ready for careers and for lives of meaning and purpose. They in turn will make a better and stronger Kentucky. The coach you will formally meet in just a few moments is going to do the same thing. Build and prepare young people for success on the field, and just steps away from here, we'll all enjoy it, and then when those student athletes step away, we'll be sure that they too will lead lives of meaning and purpose. And he intends to be wildly successful at it. His background and his resume are evidence of the potential and of ours. And you will hear in his voice the passion and commitment you want in your coach of your university, Kentucky's university. He bleeds blue. His place is deep within him and his family. He is of Kentucky, and you will know it from the second you hear him speak. I know he's already got started, and you can feel the support of the Big Blue Nation. And I'm also honored and excited to introduce the man who leads our program and who found our coach. For nearly a quarter of a century, Mitch Barnhart has led a program of excellence at the University of Kentucky. With his leadership, our teams and students have won championships on the field and courts and achieved outstanding results in the classroom, and they've gone on to live wildly successful lives and mark careers across Kentucky and around the world. Kentucky, too, is in him. This place is deeply felt for him and his family. And you know it every time you hear him speak. He's our athletics director, and once again, I believe he has found a leader for our program who will make us all proud as members of the Big Blue Nation. Well, I learned over the last few weeks that Mitch is not just the athletic director. He's the athletic director of millions of athletic directors, none of whom were shy about giving him some advice. But I watched with admiration and appreciation for what God had Mitch through these times. It's what is at his core, his respect, care, concern for those he serves, starting with the students that come our way. His unwavering commitment to maintaining the integrity and dignity of collegiate sports and all who answer its call to enter the arena. Please join me in welcoming our outstanding athletics director and an even better human being, Mitch Barnhart.
It is a heck of a good day to be a Wildcat. It's awesome. It's wonderful that everybody came here today. It's great to see our letterman over here on my right. It's great to see our team over here on the left. It's great to see everybody in the blue and the white. It's a great day. Dr. Capilouto, thanks so much. Dr. Eric Monday, thank you so much for all you guys have done supporting us in this transition and helping us through it. And team obviously worked quickly. There was a A lot of timelines that were unique to college athletics this year that we've never seen before. And that is a reason that the pace of a lot of these things have gone differently than they ever have in the past. I want to take a couple of moments just to thank a couple of folks on my staff that have been with me through this. And as we work with our football program, it's Ray Oliver. I'm not sure where Ray is. He may not be here today. I think he's got a family. He's working with a member of his family today, but Ray, I want to acknowledge his help for all he does for our team and working with our young people every day. And then Mark Hill. And boy, I tell you, I don't know where I'd be without that guy. He does more than anyone will ever know in our department, and I'm so thankful for journeying with him. And it's just really appreciative of all the things that he gets done for our program. And so thanks, Mark and Jenny, for your dedication to Kentucky over almost 3 decades. So thank you for that. We've really enjoyed having an opportunity to watch young coaches take their first step as head coaches. And some of them are here today. I think we've got our head coaches. A bunch of our head coaches are here. I'm not sure where they are. They're right there in that row. A bunch of our head coaches have come to support Will and his family today, so I'd like to give them a hand. All of our head coaches have done such a great job representing Kentucky. I think there's always a special time when it's the first time you get to don the hat, or whatever you call that, of being a first-time head coach. And I think all those coaches will remember that moment, the first time they walked out of that tunnel or that venue and they became the leader of the people that they're in charge of. And it's very, very special. And we've got one of those moments today, and I want Will and Darby to be able to cherish it, think about it, love it, remember it forever and ever, because it'll never come again. So make sure you cherish every moment of that. We're fortunate that we've got Will's mom and dad, Matt and Debbie. They're both here with us today, and also members of the family. And we're excited that they could join us on this team. Matt was a 1984 letter winner, played for Coach Jerry Claiborne. And so we've got, I think, we dug up a special video that we just wanted to roll up here.
In the third quarter, Paul Calhoun surprised the Green Wave with a booming 55-yard punt. Mishandled by a Tulane safety man. Matt Stein of Louisville fell on the ball for his first collegiate touchdown.
The old videos are pretty cool. It's pretty good stuff. It's fun. As Dr. Caputo alluded, Darby, Joey, and Demi are over here, and we're thrilled that they're here with us today and looking forward to spending more time with them over the years. Many things about Will Stein that intrigued me as we began to think our way through this and as you prepare for these moments. First and foremost, as a player and a coach, he's won at every level. Whether that's from high school to college to the different places he's journeyed along the way in his coaching career, he's been a winner. And that's what we want to be about. We want to be about winning. He has a deep love for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And I think that's super important. He grew up in the shadows of Commonwealth Stadium and Rupp Arena. He remembers, I read an article, he talked about sitting in section 128, row 13, and we might have to visit somewhere over there and see if we can recreate that seat for us here a little bit later. Attended Tubby Smith's basketball camp, and I think Tayshaun Prince was his camp counselor, who we met last night. Spent some time with Tayshaun, and had a chance to see him at Rupp Arena last night. He has a unique passion for this program and this community. He has local knowledge and connections, very, very special to Kentucky, and that's a bonus for us. But it's not where we started, and it's not why he is new head coach in Kentucky. He's widely considered an innovative and exciting offensive mind, play caller with a dynamic scheme that stresses defenses, and that's what we want. We want to be able to stress opponents in a lot of different ways, whether it's offensively or defensively. We want to make sure we put stress on them, and he is with a system right now that does that at a very, very high level. He's a quarterback coach by trade, has the ability to be in the helmet of the signal caller and relate to them. That's going to be super important as we continue to grow in the game of college football. We have to score points at a high level to be able to have a chance to compete where we want to compete. He's coached Heisman Trophy finalists each of the past 2 years. Guys who've been drafted into the NFL were ready to be starters in the league as rookies. That's not easy to do. That means they were well prepared as they came out. super excited for that, for our guys that are coming along. He's taken calculated risk at various points in his career to climb the highest mountains in college football. We must be willing to do that. He had an interesting comment. If you've read his resume in any way, shape, or form, he took risk in his career. One was to leave college football, go back to high school football so he could learn how to be a better play caller. He took a risk. He bet on himself. You don't want to take a lot of risk sometimes, but you want to take calculated risk. I bet it's amazing the things that he has done and how he has done that. They say sometimes conservative folks can win. Risk takers can win it all. You also lose a little bit. Every once in a while you take a risk and sometimes it doesn't work. This guy knows where to take his risk. And he's shown that over his career. It's in an amazing, amazing way. You didn't come to hear me talk about him, other than just to say he's well prepared for the job that he has been handed. And he's got the keys to an amazing, amazing vehicle at the University of Kentucky to sort of take care of our football program, be the caretaker and lead our young men. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about what lies ahead for us in so many cool ways, and for our young men and our fan base who want us to compete at the highest level. We're excited about that. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you the head football coach at the University of Kentucky, Stein.
I think my parents used to take me to games and put headphones on me. I don't know if they had headphones back then, but whatever they put on kids, I was in the stands. And it's a really surreal moment to be standing in front of everybody in this building. Be remiss not to talk about Dan Lane and Rob Mullins, the entire University of Oregon, the players there, support there. I would not be in this position without them. I know what got me this job. It's winning games. And being at Oregon, working for Dan, working for Rob, who worked at this university, they mean the world to me. I also have to thank Jeff Traylor, took a chance on me, housed me when I was at the University of Texas, hired me back from the high school ranks at the University of Texas at San Antonio, made me his pass game coordinator and receiver coach, then promoted me to offensive coordinator and play caller there for the Roadrunners. I have to thank Hank Carter as well, from Lake Travis High School, another guy that I talked to today. We actually signed one of his players, which is really cool and surreal for me. And I have to thank Bob Beatty, my high school coach at Trinity High School, who really instilled discipline in me. Was able to win 3 state championships there under Bob, under his direction. The most important people to thank, besides all those people that helped me get here, the number one is my wife, Darby. She's my rock. I'm going to get emotional right now thinking about this. She's our everything. She's my biggest fan, my number one supporter. And I'm so thankful to be married to you and to see you be just an unbelievable mother to our 2 kids. Joey and Demi are right there. Joey's favorite color is blue. It's been blue his whole life, I swear. It was green for a little bit for the Ducks. You know, I thought maybe Trinity High School, the Ducks, green, but it's been blue. And, you know, Joey and Demi are my biggest fans in my world. They are my why, and I do it for them. I have to thank my parents, Matt and Debbie. They're obviously, Mitch recognized them as UK alums, which is really cool. My brothers, Matthew, Nathan, and Lee. All of my Stein, Nutt, Dudley, and Carruthers families. I would not be here without them. I'd be remiss to not talk about Coach Stoops and what he's meant to this program. Really thankful for his 13 years here as the head ball coach. You know, Kentucky football and Big Blue Nation would not be where they are without him. So we, you know, I think we all owe him an incredible amount of debt for his efforts and success here. I want to thank the players that are currently on this team, and the lettermen that decided to come out here and support me. It means the world. This is your program. This isn't Will Stein's program. This is your program. It's always going to be. It always has been, and the doors are always open for you guys. I want you guys to feel like this is your home, because it is. You are the reason why I'm standing up here, and so this is your program. Now, I mentioned that I've obviously grew up a Kentucky fan. I remember old Commonwealth Stadium, the 2 sides, the grass field, the bleachers on the edge. I remember walking through there as a kid. I was at the '94 Peach Bowl. I was at the Outback Bowl with my dad and older brother against Penn State, LeVar Arrington. Remember that game? We went to Busch Gardens after. We rode a roller coaster ride, and my dad just couldn't handle it. So me and my brother started doing all the roller coasters after he was like throwing up at a park bench. I'll never forget that. You know, this is not a great memory for everybody, but I remember the Bluegrass Miracle. I do. You know, you might say, oh, I don't know. I was about to jump on, but I do remember later getting revenge against LSU. Right, big 4th down stop here in Kroger Field. Right, I remember when like Tebow got knocked out. Remember that? I remember that. I remember growing up watching all the great plays, great team. I mean, Jacob Tammy, I met him last night. What an unbelievable person. I remember watching Tim Couch as a kid, Dusty Bonner, Craig Yeast, Raphael Little, Wesley Woodyard. I talked to Randall Cobb yesterday. I mean, you name it. The players are here. They have been for a long time. We're going to continue that tradition here at Kentucky. The vision's really simple. It's to win. It's to win. I didn't come here to be average. I didn't come here to be mediocre. I came here to win and to win championships. I've won at every single level that I've been at, high school, college, and now the goal is to win here. And not win 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, to do it now. And the way that you do that is you work. You work, right? Success is not free. Rent is due every damn day that we're here. And we're gonna work to get that done, to make Big Blue Nation proud and make our players proud and do it the right way. And how do you do it? I said work, but number one, we gotta recruit every day. We wake these kids up in the morning, we put them to bed at night. It's like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you start to look like crap. So we have to recruit, we have to sign great players. Not okay players, we gotta sign great players. That's how you win. It's a player's game. It always has been, and always will be. I look like a much better coach when I'm coaching great players. So I need everybody's support in this building to get that done. You have to develop your talent. It's one thing to acquire talent, but in order to retain it, you have to pour into them on and off the field. It's gotta be a product that we all love to watch on Saturdays. And then connection is huge. I mentioned the door's always open for our lettermen. The doors are always open for the people that support this program. And in order for us to be a strong program, we gotta be connected. From all the way from the top to the president, all the way down to the lowest equipment manager. Everybody's gonna be connected in this program. We're gonna play an exciting brand of football. It's the only way I know how to do it. Right? We're gonna take a risk, like Mitch had alluded to. Their offense, our plans to light up the scoreboard. Why not? Right? I've seen it done here many times, and that's the goal. It's not easy. Football's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. It's the toughest game in the world, played by really tough men. But I know doing it the right way, doing it the way that I've seen at the highest of levels in college football, it will be done here in Kentucky. On defense, man, we're going to play relentless. From point A to point B, attacking the football and having great ball excellence. Special teams, we say we're going to change the game. Like, I want a fake punt. I want an onside kick. Right? I want to take advantage of opportunities to steal possessions in the game so we can maximize our points. We're a national brand. We work in the best conference in the world. There's no reason why we can't be successful here. Zero. And the excuses are done. It's time to get to work. It will work. It does take work. I told the team this yesterday, and I think this quote really sticks out to me, that losers think about winners, okay? But winners think about winning. That's all I'm focused on is winning. And it's not gonna be easy. Everybody knows that in this room. But it will be done. And it takes everybody, it takes the support. I cannot wait to get started. We already signed a great class today. First day in the job, signing day. Enjoy that. Yeah, that's real fun. But we're gonna create great culture for our guys. We're gonna hire an elite staff, have some of the best coordinators in the country that are gonna follow along. Those won't be announced yet, but just trust me, everybody wants to work with Will Stein, and everybody wants to work at the University of Kentucky. So I'm fired up. Go Cats. Thank you.
Roster and be ready to compete among the other programs?
That's a great question. You know, I think about my path here, and I really am a product of great coaches in my life. I mentioned a lot of their names. Obviously worked in an elite conference in the Big Ten. I don't think it's quite the SEC, but you know, Dan Lanning and my training with him, has been a phenomenal resource for me to be prepared for this job and for what's to come. And the only way to win, like I mentioned, is to recruit. You have to sign great players. Great players, like I mentioned earlier, they are what make the game fun. They are what make us win. So my training, I trust it. You know, I don't try to make stuff up that I might not know. I have great resources in my life to call on when need be. But I believe what I've done the past 3 years at the University of Oregon has set me up to be successful immediately here at Kentucky.
Just raise your hand if you have a question.
Well, hey, Ryan Black, the Louisville Courier-Journal. I wanted to ask, you kind of talked about roster building. How do you come down on between the high school recruiting to build the roster versus transfer portal? Which way do you kind of feel like you'll probably lean on more and then supplement the other way?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think it all starts at the high school ranks. I really do. I think the first thing that we have to win is Kentucky, is win the state. When Kentucky's at its best, the best players from the state play for the Wildcats. So it always starts in high school. And then you build your roster out and you manage it according to your numbers, according to where your needs are. The portal is a great supplemental tool. It's not the end-all, be-all. But I would like to think that it always starts with high school ranks. That's where your real development happens. That's where your retention happens. That's where you get to know these people the best, the parents, the people that matter to them. And then they want to stay at your university longer.
Will, Adam Luck at Kentucky Sports Radio. You mentioned recruiting, the importance. Do you feel you're resourced to be able to financially compete to get the players you want?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Mitch and Mark laid out a great plan. Feel like we're right there to be successful right away. And now let me say this. I worked at a place everybody thinks Phil Knight, Nike, these guys got the most money in the world. Yeah, there's money there, don't get me wrong. But we beat recruits because we win the relationships. That's where it starts. Guys still want to get recruited old school. You still got to know mom, grandma, aunt, coach. You got to be completely entrenched in these people's lives. And when you can do that, you don't always have to be the highest bidder. And if the first conversation is about money, probably not the place for you. Not because of lack of it. We have plenty of that here. Plenty. I talked about 10,000 people last night at the basketball game, all very, very willing and supportive of the program. So I know we have that. But that can't be the first thing you talk about. I want guys that love football, that want to compete every single day, be the best version of themselves, and win.
Hey Coach, Jordan Adams with Fox 56 here in Lexington. You were able to do some great things with 3 different quarterbacks in 3 different seasons at Oregon. Why will that continue here at Kentucky with guys like Matt Pontoski, who you guys signed this morning, as well as guys like Cutter Boley, who I know you have a previous relationship with?
I think me playing the position definitely helps. I can meet these guys where they're at. I tell them all the time, I know I'm not very tall. Mitch had to move this down for me, but I did stand in the pocket, and I've gotten hit as throwing the ball, as I've been throwing the ball. I've gone through progressions. I've called plays in the huddle. So being a quarterback by trade, doing it since I was 4 years old, I have a relatability to these players, and I think that's really what makes me different. And then have the ability to morph the offense into what best suits them. What we did with Bo Nix was different than what we did with Dylan Gabriel. It's what we did different with Dante Moore. It's what I did different with Frank Harris and Hudson Card. So the offense never looks the same. It might have the same principles in it, but we played the strengths of the QB. We always will. We always have been. And I'm looking forward to working with all those guys and building that room and building the culture of really the quarterback tradition that lies here in Kentucky.
Hey, Will, Nick Roush from KSR. Just to piggyback off the quarterback question, the last 3 guys you got were, for lack of a better term, damaged goods. The other schools they were at didn't want them. So when you're evaluating quarterbacks, what are you looking for? What's the thing that jumps out to you that says, I can turn this guy into a winner?
Yeah, everybody wants to look at height, weight, speed, and I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, that's where you start kind of in recruiting. Do they fit the measurables? But at quarterback, it's so much more than that. Do they have the mental makeup to be the toughest MFR on the field? Because that's what they got to be. They got to be mentally and physically tough. That's really where it starts with me. And then processing ability, being extremely accurate. I think if you look at the guys that I've coached recently, all over 70% passers. If you're not over 70% in high school, what makes you think you're going to be 70% in college? So we look at that. Arm talent only takes you so far. you rarely ever throw it 70 yards unless it's a Hail Mary situation. So can you be accurate? Can you throw on time? Can you withstand the confines of a pocket? And then in today's modern football, you got to be mobile. It's not mean that you got to be a 4-3 guy or run extremely fast, but you got to be able to escape throughout the pocket and make plays outside with your feet.
Matt, Larry Hall from Danville, Kentucky. Just wondered, how did your meeting go with the players yesterday? And what is there about Cutter maybe that you remember from a couple of years ago when you tried to recruit him? He told you no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see the players. And I've obviously, it's been a lot the last 12 hours because of signing day. This is not everything's different. The calendar's different in college football. So, you know, I would like to say I would love to spend more time with them yesterday. Obviously, I introduced myself to them and my family. Just kind of gave them me, raw. I might have said an F-bomb or two, you know. I'm sorry, Mitch, but I did. I'm passionate, and I hope they felt that passion and my commitment to them. And, you know, not just Cutter, but everybody on the team I'm excited to coach. You know, this is a great opportunity for me, and I know we have a lot of great players here, and ready to get working with them.
Will, back here, Kent Spencer, WHAS 11, over here.
What's up, Kent?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? When you were growing up in Louisville, could you picture a day like this, when a building like this is filled for you to be a head coach?
No, I really couldn't. I always want to be like an NFL quarterback. I thought this is like my Hall of Fame speech, you know, something, you know. But no, I quickly learned, you know, especially when some guy named Teddy Bridgewater came in the game here, you know, for me, that I think my playing days might be limited. So you only dream of this stuff. You never know if it's actually going to come true. You just try to be great where you're at, be where your feet are, work your tail off, treat people the right way. And then have a lot of really good players in your life that afford you to have this opportunity.
Daryl Bird with Cat's Paws here in Lexington. A couple of things. One, I was curious, who's happier, you because you have what you call a dream job, or your mom because those beautiful grandbabies are back home?
I think I think we're equal there. Okay, I won't choose me or her. Okay, but no, my family's extremely excited to be an hour from Louisville. Easy drive. It's definitely a game changer.
And secondly, a lot of coordinators make the step up to be head coach. How did you know in your heart, your soul, that you were ready to take this step?
It's a great question. It's like, when are you ready? I don't know. When are you ready to get married? When are you ready to have your first child? When are you ready to buy your first house? You don't know. Do we all know? If we did, I don't know. You know, but you just feel it in your heart. You know, you feel it in your heart, and it's not like every opportunity is one that you want to jump on. You know, there's been some opportunities prior that just were not to this degree of importance to me, and so yeah, you don't know. You just prepare for the moment, just like a backup quarterback, like I did. And when you get your opportunities, you make the most of it, and you know, trust what you've been doing the last 15 years of your career are all meant to be for this moment.
Hey, Will. Wow, with my big mouth, that's really loud. One, welcome. Two, your mom was great on the show yesterday, and I asked her an obvious question. She blew me away with the answer. And by the way, I think she was more happy about the grandkids, but we can debate that later. I said, if I asked you, your mom, 30 years ago, would you have expected that your son would become a head coach? And she said, yes. I went, wow. When did you get the bug? When did you know? When did it hit you that, hey, you want to do this?
I mean, I've been throwing around the football since I was born, pretty much, you know, so maybe that's what's her take. I think we got to get, Lex, we might need to get like an SID from my mom or something, you know. I mean, see a video, she's talking to KSR, I'm like, holy crap, all right, this is going, all right? Might need some detail on that, but no, I mean, you just don't know. You just do your best. And, you know, I've been on a team my whole life. I really have. I mean, since I was 4 years old. That's why I got into coaching. You know, my dad's a lawyer. I was like, should I do this when I'm done playing? I got my MBA at Louisville. Should I get into real estate or something? I've been on my team my whole life. whole life. I mean, I got guys here that were on my like t-ball teams. So to not be on a football team or any sort of team was just never going to happen. And when I got offered the opportunity to be a graduate assistant at Louisville, it was a perfect opportunity, perfect transition. And I've just been around great men, great women that have helped me up to this point. And yeah, it's just been a really fun ride.
Dylan Ballard, to Sea of Blue. I've got kind of 2 questions. The first one more non-football. In the first few pictures you were taking around the facilities, you had on Jordans in every one of them.
That's right.
As a collector of Jordans, how was your collection? The second question, how are you going to balance over the next few weeks managing, hiring a staff, bringing in players, meeting with current players, and the opportunity you still have at Oregon with your team there?
Sure. Yeah, the Jays, I was never a sneakerhead until I got out to Oregon, so I think I've changed my mind a little bit. I like the shoes a little bit more. I got cowboy boots on today, you know. I figured come back home to Kentucky or by, you know, horse country, I put some boots on, you know. But I do like wearing Jays. Balance is hard. Unfortunately, in this business, there's no balance. There's none. I'm going to say I can balance my work life, be at home at this time. There's not. And the president told me yesterday, make sure I balance that. And we do our best, we really do. But it's just like I said, it's just going to be relentless. And it's going to be a grind the next month. But it's something that I've been dreaming of and wanted to do. And, you know, there's a team back in Eugene, Oregon that is also counting on me to call ball plays. And, but I know there's great support back there. The guys are grinding. I owe it to those players, I really do, to finish what I started. It's unfortunate that the calendar is this way. I know you've heard coaches across the country talk about the calendar. The calendar is what it is. And excited about the challenge ahead. We're going to build a great staff. Signing day today, I'd say went as good as it could have gone, being that we had about 12 hours to assemble an initial group of players. But what I'm proud about is those guys stayed committed to the university because they love Kentucky. It wasn't about one single individual, it was about everybody as a whole in Big Blue Nation and their visits up here and the academics and the campus in Lexington. So that's what I'm proud about, and we're working diligently around the clock right now.
Coach Dick Gabriel with the UK Network, Big Blue Insider. By the way, my cousins live in Portland, a bunch of them do. They assured me that we got a pretty good coach coming our way. They're big fans of yours. I think everybody in this room by now has seen Feed the Studs video. You probably got about 20,000 hits on that. You referred to your defensive philosophy. How do you feed the studs on defense? I'm curious. And just to follow up, describe your emotions when you made the Y last night.
3-parter, okay? Let's think about that. Yeah, feed the studs. It's real simple philosophy. It's get your best players the ball as many times as you can. We know players win games. Scheme is great. I think we have great scheme. We have great the way that we game plan. But what makes a play, I tell the guys every Saturday, they make the plays possible. They do. It comes to life with the players. We can all draw up curl flat or 4 verts or power or counter, but the players make the play. They do. So we do that in a variety of different ways. Like I mentioned, with personnel groupings, formations, really lives through the quarterback's lens. But on defense, I mean, defense is power of unit. You know, it's not about one individual, and really offense isn't about one individual. All this is a unit-based. So defense is, how can you showcase that? Well, I mean, you can have great third down packages with your edges. You can blitz a corner that might be really good off the edge. You can put a safety down in the box that might be a good against the run. So there's multiple ways you can do that schematically, but it truly is powered unit in all 3 phases. And then your last question about the why, I mean, I kind of blacked out, to be honest. Like, I didn't really know what was going on. I know I did a lot of fist pumping and yelling. The cheerleaders that escorted me out, I think I kind of wrestled away from there just to start going as quickly as I could. So that was unbelievable. I'm like, you're choosing me over Tayshawn? What the hell's going on here? Okay. All right. But no, it was really special moment. Rivals, so there was some, 4 or 5 years of some bad blood, but that's a competitor to me, but yeah, out of high school, I would have loved to have the opportunity to come here, but everything happens for a reason. Thank you. I go to Louisville, Steve Crackthrop starts me as a walk-on. Think about that. Like, who says I would have had that opportunity here? And unfortunately, and God rest his soul, loves Coach Crackthrop to death. He's, obviously was a really important person in my life. But when he was let go, Charlie Strong gets the job. Guess who I meet Charlie. I meet all those guys that coached me there, and he put me on scholarship. I went from a walk-on to scholarship, and my school's paid for now. I don't have to have student loans anymore. So I mean, the opportunities that came about, not coming here the first time, I think set me up. Because what happened? Charlie gets to Texas. I meet Jeff Traylor in Texas. I get hired at UTSA by Jeff. It all works out. I get to Oregon. Now I'm here at Kentucky, where I always wanted to be and wanted to play as a kid and now coach. So, firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Never take anything for granted, and just be where your feet are and be great where you're at. So, I'm extremely thankful for my time at Louisville. I am. I would lie to you guys right now if I said I wasn't. And really because of the people, my coaches there, and they're so proud of me. I've had so many texts from people from everywhere, from all different teams, all different stages of my life. They're super supportive, and I'm just proud of this moment for me.